Alright lads, so Bleach Resonance has officially released globally. With that, as it is a new game, you might be wondering, first question upon downloading, how do I reroll, what characters should I be rerolling for, and what is the best way to kickstart your Bleach Soul Resonance journey? We're going to answer those questions in today's video, and the fastest way to reroll that I personally found, admittedly it is a bit tedious, because the whole process consists of you going through the tutorial, summoning on the banner. If you don't get your desired character, you then have to delete the game. So if you are using this on mobile, there's not a really fast way to do it. Admittedly though, it has been made easier due to a login bonus that we did get today. But if you are using an emulator in particular, personally I do recommend LD Player. I've been using it for years, and I do have a free download link in the pinned comment, which also supports the channel. You can ultimately use any emulator you want to, whatever you're comfortable with. Me personally though, I'm using LD Player. Once you download LD Player, what you want to do is then download Bleach Soul Resonance. For me, it is available in the App Store. I currently live in the UK, so the game is available here. In the chance that it isn't available in your country, you are just going to have to find the APK somewhere. If I find one, it will also be in the pinned comment. But once you download the game, you want your screen to look like this. Only have Bleach Soul Resonance to save you space, and you don't want to open the app just yet. Instead, what you want to do is come over to this button in the top right, Open LD Multiplayer. So the idea for this reroll process is that we are going to create a base instance, which is currently this particular one, which I did name it BSR base. I recommend you name it the same thing, just to keep it very simple. What you're then going to do is close down the app, and this will give you the opportunity to copy it. So it's going to create another version of the emulator with the game already downloaded. Now you can choose to duplicate it how many times you want to. Personally, I choose to do it twice. Now this does take a minute or two depending on your hardware, and because you are duplicating the instance, this is why I do recommend only having Bleach Soul Resonance installed. Using this one as an example, account number 1, I have Brave Souls installed, another app installed, and also Soul Resonance, so copying it took significantly longer. But once you create your duplicate instances, these are the accounts you want to use. So what we can do is open up BSR base number 3. That would then take us to this exact screen, where we would now play through the game, play through the tutorial. Once you unlock the summoning system, you will get a bunch of free gems and also summon tickets to use. But if you want to make your process even faster, something you can only do on emulators, especially if you have a good enough computer to do this, what you can do is open both instances of what you just cloned. So now we have 2 emulators running at the exact same time. And what we can then do to make it even better is go down to this bottom screen and click on the synchronizer. What this will do is whenever we click on the right side or left side, depending which one you choose as the main emulator, it will sync up with the left one. So right now, the right one is our main go-to. So when we ever put an input, tap the screen, use a controller, the same thing will exactly happen on the left screen. Again, you can do one account at a time, but doing something like this, if you can possibly do it, means you get 2 accounts at a go, doubling the chance for you to get the character you want. Now, this could be an unfortunate part to this process. What you can see here is that you still have to download the game, which I believe is around 4 gigabytes, 5 to 6 gigabytes. So depending on your download speed, this might be one of the longest parts. So maybe doing 2 at the same time is actually beneficial. Personally, I'm very fortunate to have good download speed, so this process doesn't take that long. Like I said, the process is tedious, but this way makes it a lot better. Now, your account is essentially created once this download is complete, which is why you do want to duplicate your instances of LD Player or any emulator that you are using before you open the app, before you do this download. Once your download is finished, you will then click Guest Account and then proceed through the tutorial. So as you can see here, when we move on the right emulator, we do the exact same thing on the left emulator. There are going to be at points where the characters just desync, where something doesn't go entirely the same. Maybe the characters on the left didn't die. So you are going to eventually have to play it both at the same time, which is a bit awkward. Like you can see now, my right side has actually defeated the enemies, but the left one has to do a few extra tasks. A lot of the missions actually are very straightforward, and you can actually complete the entire quest as a one-to-one with the left and right version of the emulator, both defeating it, doing the exact same task at the same time. Unfortunately, you can't auto through the tutorial, and if you really wanted to, you could do more than 2. For me, the best I could do is 2. After that, it does get a bit laggy, but as you can see here, in a lot of cases, the events themselves are relatively scripted, so you can pretty much defeat the boss at the same time. My main thing is I just pretty much spam the attack button, and as you'll see there, they're pretty much going through at the same progress. Now, pretty much once you get to this particular screen, a little mini game with the power key, relatively straightforward. You will then unlock the gacha system where you are guaranteed an SR Chad, and then at that point you do get access to all the summon tickets that are available on launch. This is the indication that you have pretty much completed the tutorial. Here is our free Chads. We're then going to get these particular pop-ups. What we're going to do is go to the gift box. So right now, at least on launch, what makes this reroll process so much easier is the fact that we do get 10 free summon tickets. It's only one multi, but that is significantly more summons to what we had beforehand. If you saw my live stream, we were rerolling for 4 hours, only doing 7 singles per account, because the most important item here is strictly these 10 golden tickets. So go ahead and claim all the items and head to the gacha screen. But when it comes to rerolling, there's a few targets that you might want to go for. So for example, this is going to be the default banner. You do get 2 multis straight away. And after 5 multis, you are guaranteed a SSR. It of course includes the 6 default SSRs, which do of course include some pretty good characters, namely Kaname, Kisuke, Byakuya for example. Out of this bunch, Kisuke is by far the best character you can start with, as he is a very powerful support for pretty much every team in the game. But the thing is, these characters are in the standard banner. You are going to get over 200 summons, so plenty of opportunities to get them in the future. And if you've played any game with this type of gacha system, let's say Hoyoverse games, Withering Waves, chances are if you play long enough, you are going to collect all the default characters, standard banner units, as we do call them. What you're not going to always have an opportunity to summon for is the limited time characters, because Bankai Ichigo right now is one of the best characters in the game, the best damage dealing character in the game, and he's also limited. The only way to summon for this character is with golden tickets, which are naturally going to be much rare. And other than that, the only way to get those golden tickets through very occasional events is by, of course, using spiritual jades, your in-game gem currency. There's going to be a lot of ways to get these silver tickets. So me personally, I don't think you should be focusing on any character here, even if there is a really good character like Kisuke. If you can get Kisuke, that's of course amazing, but the main priority, only priority in my opinion, unless you want to just play with your favorite character, by all means go ahead and summon for whatever character you want, but Ichigo is the best and only character you should be rerolling for, just simply because he is a limited unit. Once this banner is gone, he is gone. Meanwhile, all 6 characters here are going to always be available. Now, keep in mind, the rate for Ichigo himself is 0.8%, not the highest, but if you do get an SSR, it is guaranteed to be Ichigo. So hopefully, in this reroll process, you actually can get Ichigo. So let's go ahead and do a free multi, because again, everyone gets that for starting the game. We are looking for a visored Ichigo animation, which unfortunately, we didn't get here. So you're going to go ahead and skip the animations. We did get 2 SRs on the right screen, and then we can go down here. We might as well use the free multis, just again skip through. We don't really care what we get here. If we can get an SSR alongside Ichigo, again, amazing. But the main thing we're looking at here is just to use the currency, and then you can go to the shop, go to the ticket sub-exchange, and buy 3 more summon tickets to use on the limited time banner. Come back to the Ichigo screen, and then you can do around 6-7 more summons. And hopefully, in those 17 summons per account that you can do, we can, of course, get SSR Ichigo. If not, you're going to have to repeat the whole process of what we have been doing pretty much the entire video. Like I said, I don't think any character is worth going for other than Ichigo, just due to his limited status. There are really good characters in this game in the standard banner, but they are in the standard banner and you can get them later on. That's personally what I've gone ahead and done. My account started with an SSR Ichigo, and then I picked up Kaname through the, guaranteed 5-star after 5 multis. Now, we didn't really get anything here. If you really do want an extra single, what you can do is go to the treasure redeem, and what you can search is Bleach OBT21. That will give you, I believe, 100 spirit jades. Then delete the OBT21 and put 1121, and I believe that will give you around 50, so you do get one more summon chance, essentially. And who knows, that one summon ticket, because remember, if you are doing what I'm doing right now, where we have 2 accounts, that might be enough for you to get the character. So unfortunately, in this case, we did not get an SSR. We didn't get Ichigo, so we're now going to close the applications, as the accounts are pretty much now useless. We're then going to go ahead and delete both of these instances, as we no longer need them. So delete both of them, and then we are once more going to go back to BSR base, the original emulator, and then copy it 2 more times. Again, if you are doing 2 attempts at one go, just to speed up the process. So like I said, that's pretty much what you want to do. If you can't use an emulator, the best thing you can do is pretty much just keep deleting the app until you retry it. Like I said, quite tedious, but right now is a great time to do it because you can get around 17 summons on the Ichigo banner. 0.8%, like already mentioned, isn't like the highest rate. And chances are, if you don't reroll, if you don't want to go through this process, which is completely fine, you're most likely going to have to go all the way to the 80th summon to then guarantee Ichigo, which is quite a lot. Me personally, like I said, I'm saving myself money by doing this. I got Ichigo my first multi. Here's my reaction. Multi number 1, first multi on Ichigo's banner. Here we go, 2 multis. Can we get Ichigo? Yeah, here we go. We're finally done. We're finally done. Let me see it. It only took us 4 hours on the dot. Yeah. Yes, sir. Shout out to the free temple. We needed that. We really needed that. And now every spirit jade I get, any golden ticket that I do get for the next 2 weeks is going to be saved until the next limited character banner, which will be Bankai Toshiro. But at the same time, I also do recommend if you do summon Ichigo and you get him relatively early, go ahead and summon on the limited stamp banner because you definitely want to pick up the Power of Holification weapon cards. Limited time stamp because that's a really good item to make Ichigo even better. And you can pretty much do that in essentially 50 summons. Most people are going to have to go all the way to 80 summons to get Ichigo if they're just unlucky, while through this process you can be done with Ichigo and his weapon in pretty much 50 summons. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your summon plan in the comments below. Do you plan to go for Ichigo? Are you just going for Kisuke, Yoruichi, etc.? I'm curious to know. And if you have any different ways to reroll that might help out others that maybe this video didn't fully help out, also feel free to leave that process in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe for more Bleach Resistance content. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.